Why do guys, when they say when they say they want something, it doesn't really stick to that? Like I find like, you know, for example, whoever's talking to me right now, I directly ask them, what do you want out of this?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to waste my time. I also don't want to like give you the, like, hope of this is going to be a serious relationship. And they're all like, no, I'm not looking for anything serious. I am just, just browsing. We can talk, we can hang out, see how it goes. And then we start getting into the talking phase.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe a week's passed. And now he's like, are you talking to other guys? Like, are we exclusive? Like, I deleted Tinder for you. And I'm like, wait, but that's not what you said you wanted. So like when a woman asks you what you want, and do you initially just say something like no commitment or whatever because you just want to be like cool and don't want to freak her out, when you actually just want something else? Or like does it happen where you spend time with the woman and now like you're interested in her, so now you're starting to get invested? Like, what's up with that? Because that's something that's really bothering me right now.
So it sounds like I'm just trying to um, it sounds like what you're saying is like, how do you know if a man is showing interest or commitment? How do you know if a guy has is committed to you? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're trying to ask?
No, like I said, like, okay, when we start off, I asked them
Yeah,
what do they want.
yeah.
And they would say something like, okay, you know what, like a friends with benefits situation. I don't want a relationship. But then after you speak to them for like a week or two, they start doing like relationshipy stuff. Like, like trying to check whether you're talking to other guys, trying to see whether you're still on Tinder, trying to see whether, you met up with someone else, or am I the only guy you're seeing? Like stuff like that, that doesn't really make sense with what they initially said. So like, why does that happen? Is that because when the girl asked you initially, you just want to appear cool and like you just want to like appear like, that you're not going to be emotionally invested in her, so like she doesn't get too attached to you, but then you get to know her and then you realize that you want something a little bit like more serious than you thought? Like, does that happen, or like what's that about basically?
No, so you're saying that when you first talk to the guy, you guys are talking, and then a couple of weeks later, he's asking questions whether you're talking to other guys, or is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like they initially say that this is not something that is going to involve attachment, and then now they're doing things that make it seem like, they have formed an attachment, and now I'm just confused. So
It looks like it looks more what it sounds like to me is trying to like control you. I don't know if that makes sense. Like
okay.
he's trying to control you where he can get everything out of you. Like he can like he wants you to be exclusive to him, but at the same time he doesn't want to be exclusive to you. Like
Yeah.
you want, because I do know a lot of guys like that. Like they want girls to be with them and be available with them, whatever whatever it's dating, would have sex. But at the same time, they don't want her to talk to anybody else, even though nothing's official. Do you guys know people like that, where
Yeah.
they want a situationship, but they don't want you to talk to anybody else, even though it's not an official relationship. But
Yeah.
which is, yeah, I feel like that's more of a toxic people. People that they don't want to make it official. They don't want to commit to you, but at the same time they get jealous or they get mad if you talk to anybody else, which doesn't make sense because it's not official, because you're not making it official. Then why should you care
Right.
about who you talk to?
Hmm.
So that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like to me is because somebody tells me, hey, let's just have a fuck buddy situation. Let's just have friends with benefits, but then you care about who I have sex outside of our little situation. No, that doesn't make sense. We're not in a relationship. We're not committed, but they do care. I think that's a more for them. They're just either they're more toxic, or they're very controlling type of people. Like they just want to control the type of people they want to be with. What are your thoughts, Christine and Talita?
Does that mean though that like that men naturally have this tendency to be possessive and like have this idea of ownership? I don't know, like
No,
the girls can answer.
the one thing I would say before I pass it on to Christine and Talita is when a guy is serious about you, like he will make it absolutely clear that because men are very, I know a lot of people hate this word, but like very territorial, especially with the woman he wants to be committed to. So when the guy is serious about you, he'll make it absolutely clear. Like, look, I want to be with you. I want to be long term with you. I don't want, like, you make it clear, like there's no confusion, right? If he doesn't make it clear, then he just wants sex. But if a guy doesn't make it clear, because for me it's like, you know, I want to be serious with somebody, I will make you absolutely know, like, I want to make it serious. I want to be official. We'll make a boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm your man. You're my woman. I don't want you to be talking to anybody else. Like, they'll make it clear. If he hasn't said those things, then obviously for me, like, it's not serious. Because men, when we can really care, we don't want. That's like, we want you, and we don't want any other guy to talk to you. But if he hasn't made that clear, then I think he's just more like trying to get everything out of you, but he doesn't want to commit. That's what it sounds like to me. Talita, Christine, you want to add to that?
I have a question. So when that happens, like they tell you they want to be friends with benefits, but then they're asking you questions like, oh, who are you going out with? Or are you talking to other boys? Do you question them like, oh, you're not even my boyfriend and you didn't want anything serious, so why does it matter?
Yeah,
like, why do you care?
You should. Yeah, because it's not.
Yeah, I generally say, well, that's not really any of your business, is it? Because when I asked you initially, because when I asked, like, do you want it to be exclusive? Do you want it to be open? Even if it's a fuck buddy situation or whatever, does that mean that you only want me to have sex with you because, you know, you don't know what I'm doing and you don't want to catch anything, or whatever. Like, make it very clear in the beginning when I ask you. But if you're going to be like, no, it's okay, like, you can do whatever you want, and then later on start questioning me when I don't reply to you, or whether I'm posting pictures from outside, like, who are you with, like shit like that, no, like, that's not any of your business. Because if the dynamic has changed now, the right thing to do is sit me down and say, hey, Eesha, like, look, I know initially I told you this, but when getting to know you, like, I've actually thought that I, would like this to be something exclusive or something, like, do that. Like, then I'll be able to, like, if it's something that I'm on board with, then I'll be like, okay, yeah, all right. Then you'll be the only guy that I'm sleeping with, or you'll be the only guy that I'm going on dates with. But you don't make any of that clear. But now suddenly, like, you act like I'm your woman. Like, no, I just directly say that's none of your business. Like, that's not any of your business at all.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's stupid to ask. Like, we're not in a relationship. Why are you asking me to?
But that's something that honestly happens a lot with the Sri Lankan guys here. Like, I've experienced that. And I don't know whether it's the cultural thing where men kind of here, like, culture, just obviously getting a bit off dating, but like culturally, men are supposed to be the provider, men are supposed to be the guardian, men, all that still exists, although we do have some liberal ideas coming along in the cities. But that idea, that core idea that, when you're with a woman, this is your woman, and regardless of the title of the relationship, she shouldn't be with other guys, like, that is something so common here. And I think that's why these guys, like, ask, like, like, why are you going out with this guy? Or like, even if you're with him on a date and you get like a message from Tinder, like, that would actually, like, upset them. And you're like, why do I have to, like, control my life just because you don't know what you want?
I do have some friends that live in other countries, like especially in the Middle East. I have noticed that in other societies, other cultures, there's like if you're in the talking phase, they already consider that a relationship or something. Like in America, we know, like, it's not official until the guy. You add.
Yeah, exactly.
In America, it's not official until the guy and the girl makes it clear she wants to be the girlfriend. The guy says, "This is I'm the boyfriend, you're the girlfriend," and you guys both agree, right? That's America. But I do realize in other countries, I have friends in overseas that if they start talking to you, and they already see that as a relationship, even though you guys haven't formally agreed and made it official for other societies.
That is so true. Like, I swear to God, like that. I have this one guy who's talking to me. I haven't even met him because we are under lockdown restrictions and we can't even go out. But he's always like when I post a picture, he's like, mine, you're my baby, you're this, you're that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you haven't even seen me in person. Like, we're just talking. Why are you going around saying that, I'm yours and you're mine? And like, it's so creepy. Like, I don't think they understand the dating talking phase here. Like, honestly, I think that's the thing here, because like the moment you guys start talking, they think that you should be exclusive. And that's so hectic, to be honest.
But that's how it was back in the very old traditional societies, right? Like back in the day, you talk to a girl back like I guess the great grandparents days. When you talk to a girl, it's already official.
Yeah, I feel like if I was like back then, like when you're just writing letters and shit, I would just write the same letter, different names, and just send like 5.
Yeah, so I guess that's more of like a Sri Lanka thing. Like, those guys out there, they get a girl to talk to you. They're already excited. Oh, that's my woman. I do notice it in other countries. I know that, but not here in America. I don't notice that. I don't see that here in America.
I need to move. That's what the fuck I need to do.
America, we're all playing games. America, everybody's playing games.
We don't get that. We don't. Everybody stays in their lane.
Yeah, America, everybody's playing games. So it's like everybody knows it's not official until it's official. Even if it is official, you're still trying to figure it out. You're still trying, even if you're official, you're trying to figure out if the official is official.
Like, is it legit? Like legit? Are we really?
Is this official? Is this official?
Are we dating? Are we in a relationship?
Dating? Yeah. Are we dating? Are we dating or dating? That's America.
What's in the fine print?
Yeah.